The episode begins with the group of Thorfinn and his companions walking and talking about food, but soon the conversation shifts when one of them remarks how beautiful the Christian women are, calling them divine. Another jokes that he might even convert to Christianity just for them, but someone else mocks the strictness of Christian rules. They laugh about the rumors of a man who could walk on water and fly, clearly referencing Jesus, but they dismiss it, saying their gods like Odin and Thor perform better magic. Suddenly, they call over the prince and ask him to clarify, but he stays silent, and Hrethel warns them to watch their words. Thorkel admits he captured the prince to draw attention because he feels lonely, and his crew jokes that he must be in love. Hrethel scolds them, warning of their dire situation, 500 against 16,000. Thorkel argues that real warriors die in battle and earn their place in Valhalla. Thorfinn, unimpressed, is called immature by Rainer. Meanwhile, a soldier starts praying loudly, and Hrethel says he's drunk and needs more alcohol. Then a scout alerts them of an approaching army, and Thorkel throws a spear that strikes an enemy soldier, confirming his suspicion of an ambush. The army offers peace if they return the prince, but Thorkel refuses, provoking a bloody battle. Thorfinn fights fiercely. Soon, fire erupts in the forest, an intentional act by a third party. They realize survival is slim unless they move fast. As the battle escalates, Thorfinn arrives dramatically, rescuing the prince. Everyone is shocked, especially when Thorkel recognizes him and acknowledges his strength. The next episode begins with an old man fishing when suddenly Askeladd and his group arrive. Askeladd approaches him and asks about the fish, but the old man says his real job is to ferry people across and guesses they are Danes. Askeladd notices the man's English has a specific accent, hinting at his origins. When asked about ferrying costs, the man says it's 2 silver coins per person, unsure how long it will take. Askeladd hands him a letter, asking it be delivered to any locals, authority, saying it's from the son of Skallagrim. Meanwhile, Bjorn reports that their enemies are just a mile away, despite earlier saying they were 2 days off, meaning they've sped up. Askeladd's men begin to prepare, but Askeladd tells them to wait for reinforcements, surprising Bjorn and Ragnar. They're all exhausted from travel, and while the group rests, Askeladd stays alert. Bjorn confronts him about his strange behavior since seeing the prince's face, to which Askeladd admits the prince doesn't look like a king, more like a girl, still just a child. The group finally reaches the rendezvous point, where Askeladd respectfully greets the commander. Suddenly, 3 large ships appear, shocking Thorkel's group, who notice the ships lack Norse dragon heads and feature large eyes, revealing they're Welsh, not Danes. The story shifts to Wales, where the prince negotiates an alliance in exchange for safe passage. Askeladd introduces Thorfinn as the prince's bodyguard. Tensions rise as the Welsh question the prince's strength, but Askeladd assures them. The episode ends as arrows rain down from ambushers, and the battle begins. The next episode begins with a young boy carrying his dying mother on his back, arriving at a general's camp and saying she wanted to return home before dying. Then we're shown a fierce battle during November 1013, with Floki commenting that their main army has crushed the English forces, and soon they'll take complete control. Sweyn asks about London and Canute, and Floki says there are rumors that Thorkel attacked them, and they might have joined local forces, but Canute's status remains unknown. Meanwhile, Askeladd's group is ambushed by archers, but Askeladd stops his men from attacking and addresses the Welsh leader respectfully. Tensions rise as the Welsh accuse the Danes of treachery, and Askeladd insists they are only there to seek peace through Prince Canute. Ragnar tries to speak for Canute, but Askeladd insists the prince must show leadership himself. Canute, however, freezes in fear. Ragnar defends him, revealing the hardships he endured growing up in a cruel environment. Eventually, Askeladd apologizes to Canute, who starts to relax but gets mocked by Thorfinn. Later, Askeladd and the Welsh leader discuss an alliance, revealing Askeladd's mixed heritage as the son of a Danish warlord and a Welsh noblewoman. He aims to use Canute to bring peace between Denmark and Wales. The Welsh commander is shocked, but agrees to help. The group then gives up their weapons temporarily as a sign of trust. As they continue their journey, Canute starts opening up, shocking Ragnar by talking more freely, and Thorfinn teases him. The episode ends with the group heading toward Gainsborough through enemy territory. The next episode begins with a girl named Anne who questions if everything in life must be pure, wondering why even angels were punished for disobedience. She hides something near a tree and reflects on how distant God's kingdom feels. Inside, a church, Thorkel and Atli pray together, talking about their deep bond as brothers. Atli asks if Thorkel would protect him like his brother, and Thorkel honestly says no. They discuss love, and Atli tries to understand what real love means to Thorkel, who admits he doesn't like alcohol despite always drinking. Later, they recall a story about a powerful warrior who once fought their entire group barehanded, but mysteriously didn't kill anyone. When Thorfinn hears this, he's shocked as the warrior's words, "A true warrior doesn't need a sword," echo in his mind. Meanwhile, Askeladd's group is caught in a storm. They reach a village where Anne lives, and as the villagers pray, before a meal, Anne questions God's urgency in judging people. After dinner, Anne sneaks out to retrieve a stolen ring, wondering if God would forgive her. Suddenly, Vikings attack the village. Bjorn mocks their food, slaps a man for defending it, and threatens them in English. Askeladd takes control, ordering everyone gathered. He tells Willibald to stay silent or face death. A villager pleads for food, but Askeladd coldly says they'll relieve them of their suffering forever. Despite Ragnar's protest, the villagers are slaughtered. Anne survives and asks God if her family reached heaven. As the episode ends, she lies in the snow, still alive by morning. The episode begins with King Svein learning about Prince Canut's disappearance after a battle with Thorkel. Floki informs him that Canute went missing during a skirmish near Dafed while trying to be rescued by Ragnar. Svein, unimpressed, blames Canut's lack of capability, saying if he were stronger, he wouldn't have gone missing. Meanwhile, Thorkel, relaxing in a village, vents his frustration over losing Canute, mocking Askeladd for letting him go. Their conversation shifts to the news that King Sweyn has appointed Harold as the next king of England, sending shockwaves through the group. Askeladd's group, hiding in a village, prepares for movement as scouts report an approaching enemy force. They rush to complete makeshift sleds to escape through the snow, while tensions rise over whether their location has been exposed. Meanwhile, Canute begins to show leadership, opening up and even preparing a rabbit stew, which surprises Thorfinn and Ragnar. Later, a wounded messenger arrives to warn Askeladd that the enemy knows their position. Ragnar becomes suspicious of Askeladd's intentions and tries confronting him, only to be betrayed, stabbed by one of Askeladd's men under his command. As Ragnar bleeds out, he begs Askeladd to protect Canute and reveals the king's true intentions. Sweyn wants one of his sons dead to avoid civil war, and Canute is the target. Ragnar dies heartbroken, realizing the betrayal and the danger Canute faces. The episode ends with Askeladd hiding this truth as the group moves forward, the weight of Ragnar's death heavy on their path ahead.